Hello gamers. Okay, look bro, what the fuck do you want? That's a question. What the fuck do you want? Why are you taking so long to figure it out? Why am I taking so long to figure it out? I've tried to re-record this video a few times, but there's some errors. One, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Two, I feel awful because of my past self. Fuck you, past self. How could you do this to me? How could you put me in such a dire situation? Now I'm trapped. Right. Listen, bros. Listen. Success is a choice, number one. It is a choice. You can succeed. You just have to decide to put your foot on the fucking gas and don't take your foot off the gas. That's what you gotta do. And that's what I've decided to do now, because now I understand that the path and the way, and it literally feels like it's a fucking game. It feels like reality is just playing some fucking game on me, because when you awaken and things, all of a sudden you're correct. Look at this picture. Let me show you this. Let me show you this fucking picture. Is a good example. Hold on, it's coming. Also, I'm on Rumble now. Come on, head over to Rumble. Because YouTube will probably ban me maybe eventually. No, YouTube, don't listen to that. I will abide by the rules. Just fucking... Just I don't know how you guys feel about psychedelia. But hey, what do we have on the Facebook? Here it is. Where is it? Fucking drug addict. Says you. Look at you, you fucking poison NPC. Fucking... what am I talking about? There's many things I want to talk about. Excuse me if this video has not been off to a good start, right? And the way that I'm going to do things on my channel for a bit is I'm going to make these rants, yeah, unmediated, unpremeditated, like just fucking off the top, because that's what I want to do. And then probably, I don't know how long I'm going to do these, but they help with the evolution of my speech and whatever the fuck. But hey, let's get speaking. Success is a choice. Right, what do I mean by success? To me, I think, I don't know what, like, right, is success to me Andrew Tate's vision of success? I understand Andrew Tate's vision of success. Oh, I mean, no, I don't, right, because Andrew Tate, geezer, you just play in, look, I'm not the fucking liberal cunts who just try and cancel Andrew Tate because he's a misogynist or whatever. That's not what I'm on, right? Originally, I was heavily advocating for Andrew Tate, but over time, especially with psychedelic use, he's still the top G compared to most man, because most man are just victims to everything. But at least top G's took control. But it's the endless fetish of consumer products is killing the planet, and that's why I don't really fuck with Tate, because wow, you got cars, epic. But what I was talking about with the values is, what's your values? No, I ain't gonna judge you if you don't really give a fuck about your health. Yes, health. Oh, we're on this topic again. I believe if you don't care about your health, you're yet to awaken to why you should care about your health. Because it... especially if you're into spirituality and things. Look, I get it. You haven't got to be so neurotic about it. You know, there's actually fucking... there's actually like it's a label of a disorder now, kind of, if you're neurotic about caring about your health. Super loads, says the West. Yes, that's right. The poison matrix that is the West labels you fucking, and labels you like mentally ill if you're care about your health too much. But I wouldn't have to care about my health too much, Poison West, if you weren't fucking Poison West. If you was just Healthy West. What do I mean? Something that I thought about earlier, right, while I was at my wage slavery job. And look, don't think I'm complaining. I'm gonna get into the nature of me complaining here on this channel about the West and things. Like, right, so I was at my wagey slavey job, right, and this place is fucking suffering at the minute. And I'm gonna make a video, 2 videos on the way. The deeper ramifications of health. I've been meaning to make for a while. I have a lot to say about that. Like, fuck me, especially if you know me. But I just don't shut up about it. But it's just because I don't understand how, like, literally the entire population, yeah, to the point where I don't think I've met really one being in the flesh at this point that cares about their health. And like, I don't want to judge people, yeah, but it's just I meet a human being and like I will probably, I am gonna judge you, mate, if I meet you and you just crack out a cigarette and an energy drink immediately. And when people, like, I put a fucking short on my YouTube the other day that was like, if you don't exercise, you're shit. And basically, if you have problems and things, go and exercise and meditate and integrate health into your life and then come back. And if your problems are still there, then we'll start to dissect them. But if you can't even take care of your fucking health, then I don't know what to say to you. So yeah, I was at work anyway, and I wanted a coffee. I pressed no sugar, but it just gave me sugar anyway on this machine. I didn't want the coffee, but you can't get water, and because I've refused to drink from the fucking tap. Because don't drink from the tap, they're tapping your soul. That's a quote from Little Darky, not from me. But they are tapping your soul. Have you seen the advert for fucking tap water in New York City? Bro, I'm not going to show you this fucking bot behavior. New York City tap water. Right, hopefully I'm going to be using my browser here, so hopefully you don't see any of my gay porn or anything come up in my recommended search. Listen, look at this, bro. This is fucking New York City mayor made this advert. This is what I mean by it's just like, I feel like I'm going crazy, G. Listen to this fucking guy. How do I get my webcam up in here as well? What can I do? Alright. What? Bruh, I'm sorry, I'm being retarded. I was feeling fucking awful earlier, and we'll get into that. But I'm not here to complain, but just... let's watch the tap water. Everyone, listen, bro. Hold on.
Hey, tap into good health.
Tap into good health.
I never head out without my New York City tap water. Hot outside.
Oh, fuck's sake, why is it edited? Oh, fuck off, just play.
I urge every New Yorker to drink up. Tap water is the best. Every New Yorker to drink up. Tap water is the best.
Tap water is the best, bro. Tap water is fucking poison, and this is... bruh. Alright, so tap water is poison, we know this, right. People are like, oh, it won't hurt you. So, I mean, I'm still alive. Yeah, you're still alive, but you look like a fucking bag of shit. And this is what I want to avoid. And I don't want to judge people, yeah, but I was at a job recently, yeah, and I was inside a warehouse. And again, we'll get to what you think is me complaining, which it is, but it's about the victim mindset. We'll get to it. I was at this fucking warehouse, and it was an indoor fucking diesel and propane place. Like, as in propane gas from the forklifts, and there's this other forklift that was run off diesel, and you're indoors breathing this shit in non-stop, and the people that I'm looking at there look extremely ill. They're not concerned, of course, because they smoke cigarettes. So this is what you got to understand. When I'm concerned about things, like, I'm not gonna lie, mate, like, when I would never get a job as a lorry driver for the plain fact that, at the minute, you're driving in a matrix of poison the whole time. I'll never get a job as a bus driver or anything either. But I can't help but feel that these people might actually look the way they do because of the environments they work in. I used to work as a bin man, and when you're a bin man, basically I was a loader, and you run after the bin lorry, which entails you running after exhaust and hydraulics and dust and shit. And everyone there also looks extremely ill, and it's my now goal to avoid the NPC transformation, or the synthetic being. What is it? What's that lyric by Traumatic? Shall we, I don't know, fuck it, forget it. Right, listen. That was a bit of a messy start. Look, it's time to fucking do something about your situation, man. So what I was saying with Andrew Tate, yeah, is that yeah, you've succeeded, but you sit around smoking cigars, and I saw a video about Andrew Tate talking about vape pens, and he's taking the piss. That face he does. How does he do it? Like, I can't do it if I actually try, but like, I don't know. But he was taking the piss out of people who do the vape pens, and he was like, "I'll sit here and I'll smoke a cigar to look like a fucking mafia boss." Right, I get it. And everyone has their own value systems, ultimately, but if you're not healthy, you don't have anything. Your skin suit is priceless. It's best that you invest in it. Especially when it comes to spirituality. You are what you eat, remember? Right, so what the fuck am I actually talking about here? So, success is a choice. So, my past self, I don't know if I already said this at the beginning, how I was angry at my past self for creating my current situation, which is your life as well. You gotta understand that it's nobody's fault but your fault. There should not be any adult victims. I never want to come off as a victim. I may talk like a victim by, like, complaining of my external circumstances, sometimes. But I'm aware at this point that it's me who's ultimately responsible. I highly recommend you check out actualizers.org's videos on victim mentality and taking responsibility. Those were very important to my development. And my very first video, yeah, was the Wage Slave Awakening video, where I picked up the camera spontaneously after taking 4 grams of magic mushrooms, and they slapped me in the face with the insight that I was never gonna escape my mundane, monotonous routine that is poisonous if I don't do something about it. And from then on, I made the decision that it was gonna be from now on that I need to escape the default trajectory. And the default trajectory, or the path of least resistance, what you get, mate, is a shitty warehouse. There's a video of Andrew Tate is going, "It's 9 AM, dumbass! Clock the fuck in! Someone's gotta flip the burgers!" Or something like that. And I'm like, that's what it is. It's like, 9 AM, you better clock the fuck in. And I don't know how people stomach these things. You're allowed your own values. Go to your fucking wage slave job, or whatever you want to call it, if you want to. But for me, this is... Shall I show you... what I was talking about with escaping the West, yeah? I highly recommend you check out Mr. Nature. I'm going to try and get this fucking guy on a podcast, and along with Occult Theo, and I got to try and reach out to loads of people, man. But Mr. Nature, this is a good video about his breath work. Let me make this bigger, sorry. Here. What one was it? So this guy, as far as I'm concerned, what did he do? He just fucking... I don't know where he's from. Yeah, Eco Village. So, Geezer just lives in an Eco Village. I'm pretty sure he says he basically just lives here for free. Bro, imagine fucking waking up to that, man!
With the sunrise, and even the Himalayan month. Tell you exactly which peaks we're looking at. I'm not going to be able to, but
that's what I'm talking about, man.
There's a little dome, we can make a fire. There's a trash dome, basically.
And in terms of showing what I can do, in terms of, because right, my channel is going to be a lot of it is proving the potential. Because as you're aware right now, I hope that I've made clear, is that I'm a super wage slave. Right now, you don't want to know what my net worth is? Minus £600. And that is my past self's fault, ultimately, but I can't blame myself. Forgiveness at the bottom of reality. No one else to be here. We're all on our own path of figuring shit out, but... yeah, eventually I'm going to end up in a place like this. Maybe not permanently, but I'm going to prove potential to the world, so I recommend you stay in tune and... follow all of my shit. I don't. YouTube should not terminate me. Ultimately, I don't see why. But you never know, because these places do. They censor you. They censor truth, especially when it comes to big pharma. They just censor. And, like, I mean, our whole culture will put you in a mental institute for thinking differently. If you claim that you are God, you're in the fucking mental thing. But there are some cultures that are ecstatic for you to realise that you are God. And it depends how you define the word, right? So, does it? No, not really. The word is not what I mean by God, but I'm not going to get into that. So, basically, so another video I got on the way, I don't know if I said, so the deeper ramifications of health and toxic work environments. And yeah, so the default trajectory is a shitty warehouse job or whatever, and it wouldn't be so bad, yeah, but recently I found it very difficult to escape the toxicity of the West. In many different facets, it's, oh, you want a bottle of water, do ya? Here, have this 500ml, like, you go into the shop and this is all they got. I'm not trying to complain. And I was thinking this earlier, I was like, oh, what about the kids in Africa, you know, you got it so good and you're still sat there complaining. Look, I understand, but yes, I am, because I'm sovereign and in control of my reality. And this is not good enough. I won't settle for what the West is going to propose. So, you must take control of your life full blast. Also, just a side note, I'm not depressed anymore. If you've, especially in my previous podcast, I've never talked about it explicitly in any other kind of video, but I was depressed for a long time, and I'll talk a little bit about the nature of the depression, because, right, so I had the super spiritual awakening. The depression came in through the second round of psychedelic abuse. I'm 19 years old. Since I was 16, I've been doing mushrooms full blast for as long as I can remember. I'm going to have to take a break now for a long while, as I'm very poor, and I have other priorities as escaping wage slavery, but the mushrooms, I'm very happy that I abuse them, because now I feel like I'm awake, and it's not like, I feel like what psychedelics do is they make you see the bigger picture, because this is what I was saying at the beginning, right? You need to ask yourself what you want, what the fuck are you gonna do, and this is why I had my wage slave awakening originally, right? It's because you don't ask yourself these questions until you own this space. So I'll tell you why fucking psychedelics are super mega powerful, yeah? It's because when do you really ever get the opportunity to traverse the mind in some super powerful mind matrix? Like, I've had states of consciousness where I'm just swimming through my mind or swimming through all of my problems and shit, dealing with all of my shit. A lot of people are extremely distracted with the external world all the time, to the point where the external world is basically non-existent. And this is when I say, oh, you must go within, and that's where happiness is, that's where the cure is. And people are like, go within, there's nothing in there. I mean, that's true, there is nothing in there. Not necessarily. But it takes psychedelics for you to take a step back and see it all from a big picture perspective. And this is what I try to do, is think in the big picture. And when I say now I feel awake, and that's why I'm happy I abuse psychedelics, is because I feel people lack a big picture perspective. And it takes psychedelics to get that a lot. Because, trust me, mate, you can be thinking at 1,000,000 miles an hour, having insight after insight at like a never-ending expansiveness shit. You struggle to get that when you're sober. It's weird. They're like super speed trances. But yeah, what I was saying with the depression is it was like a dark night of the soul. The one I had recently, I've had ultimately like 2 rounds of depression. The recent one was fucking way worse than the first, and I didn't think it could ever get worse. I thought, because I cured the original depression through awakening and psychedelics and the self-help revelation, and I thought, well, fuck me, that's over. Thankful for how could I could never be depressed ever again. And then it just crept back up on me through psychedelic abuse, maybe, but what I found is I'm depressed when I'm trying to change myself for society. When people think I'm crazy, right? Because I'm the crazy one, supposedly. Connor Murphy's the crazy one. Leo Gura's the crazy one from Actualized.org. Jacob on my interview I done the other day with the psychedelic schizophrenic, who's gonna come on I'm gonna do another interview with him very soon. As we've got closer and I understand them a lot deeper now. We had like an hour and a half conversation the other day. Right, why the fuck am I telling you any of this? Yeah, because I just said, side note, I'm not depressed anymore. Right, yeah. So, hurry up, man, because the clock is ticking, and as far as I'm aware, time speeds up. Everyone is aware of this phenomenon. Time speeds up. And what if that is, like, literal, or maybe it's, like, only ultimately subjective, yeah, but as far as everyone's aware, yeah, time does speed up. And if that's the case, you've got a lot less time than you anticipated. I'll tell you one of the main reasons why I advocate health so much is because if there's any profundity that I want to do in this world, if there's any amazing teaching or anything that I aspire to do, my health is the maintenance of my vehicle. And as soon as the vehicle's fucked, so's the teaching. It ends there. Any teacher and think of a teacher that you aspire to. Jordan Peterson, Leo Gura, anybody. If they don't maintain their health, then the teaching runs on piss fumes and the end is I think I said in a video before, I care for my longevity as my longevity is the fuel for my potential. I'll say that again. Your health, aka longevity, is the fuel for your potential. The less time you have, the less potential you have, but potentially. I want to prove to the world ultimately what is possible, and I've conveyed over various live streams, and when I succeed, and when I escape the wage slavery, I'm gonna have to hodgepodge all of the shit from all of my fucking podcast all together so that I can convey the situation I was in and how I'm just some kiddie-o from Oxfordshire in the UK who was brought up with... Look, people are pretty fucking average. Everyone around you is getting mediocre results. Do you agree? If not, then you're lucky, because I struggle to find them. Thing is, if you watch my video, what culture deems cool is 180 degrees backwards, is culture kind of, or I fell for the illusion as a lack of initiative. And that's another thing. Don't pass the buck to your family, it's their fault. You need to have initiative, kind of. Awaken to, you need initiative, because otherwise you're just going to be like, well, my family didn't tell me, so how was I meant to know? You got to figure it out, bro. It's your job to figure it out. And you're too distracted with bollocks, so you're not... Right, what was I saying? Fuck. Sorry, I don't want to keep forgetting what I'm saying. Yeah, so I was saying in my video, what culture deems cool is 180 degrees backwards, is that, like, when you're growing up, yeah, there's the cool kids in school. And then if you aspire to be a cool kid, and then you go down that path, I'll tell you what a fucking sick music video is. Stop watching this video now. Yellow Pain. You must know Yellow Pain, man. He's fucking sick. Yeah, Yellow Pain, Influence. This fucking video is basically what I was saying. It's like, let's have a look quickly. So basically, this fucking kid, yeah, was like growing up, and he was just some fucking sweet little boy, yeah, living in the suburbs with his mum, and then he sees the fucking gangster roadmen, yeah. And then he's like, I want to be a fucking gangster roadman. So then here he is. Now he's in the fucking trap. Now we realise it ain't really good. But now you're stuck in the hood. That's what I'm on about. Is that now there's no one around me who's succeeding, obviously, because my past self made the choice to hang with the cool kids. But I'll tell you, the cool kids are fucking stupid as fuck, man. All these right, the cool kids, I'm not going to go into this, but they deem everything as gay and cringe. But gay and cringe does not exist. Cringe is a projection of your mind. Just how it is. Something I was thinking about earlier, yeah, is like sometimes I listen to songs on the radio, like, and it's often because the radio just shoves music down your throat, and obviously you're allowed to dislike music, but you gotta understand, no song is objectively bad. That's just your mind, like, projecting hate onto the song and just resisting the song. Why would you resist a song? And this is what Alan Watts says, yeah, is that it's not about the sensations that are objectively bad, even pain, supposedly. I'm not going to go into this super deeply yet. But if you go into a music hall expecting to hear divine, majestic music, yeah, but then you hear dum, 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 you're going to be like, oh, this is shit. But if you just listen objectively, all you will notice is that the whole field and sensation is nothing but interesting. It's extremely interesting. Same with a song that you hate. You don't have to hate it. It can just be an interesting anything. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe that's why was I saying it originally? I don't know, but it just ties into many things. Like, no one cares around health around me at all. Was I saying about... Yeah, I don't know. But it's just, yeah, so don't fucking chill with the cool kids. Chill with the smart geezers. And the ones who aren't afraid to be cringe, because cringe... I made an album back in the day, yeah, called Toxic. I'm gonna make another album ASAP, like an awakening album. There's the cover, kind of. It's like a... That's not really the actual cover. But anyway, I deleted, like, the whole thing once upon a time, because I thought it was cringe. And then it took me years to finally accept myself and shit, and I was like, oh wait, cringe doesn't exist. I did have the intuition that cringe doesn't exist since I was a kid. I also had the intuition since I was a kid, like literally since I was like 7, 8 years old, that everything is subjective. That's not how I used to tell it to myself. I used to just say nothing is 100%. And this is why I feel I have a spiritual intuition, because as I awaken deeper and deeper, it just like confirms my deepest intuitions. Right, so what the fuck are you gonna do, dickhead? Are you just gonna float around? Look, pleasure is such a trap. I got a video saying, beware the trap of pleasure, comfort zone, and complacency. And another one of the same nature called human pleasure vehicle. And it's like, bro, you don't want the pleasure, because the pleasure leaves, and it's not actually that good, is it? Think about junk food. How good ultimately really, like, is it? Like, and this is another excuse, yeah, this is what, right, I'm sorry for fucking, is it gaslighting you, but my best mate, Ollie, he says, what does he say? Like, he was on about health, yeah, and it wasn't actually me who brought it up this time, surprisingly, but he's trying to better his diet, and he's like, well, if I go Mackey's, I might as well just get a Coca-Cola with it. And this is what, right, there's this fucking guy, yeah, who's bare salty at me. He's bare salty at me because I think I'm more intellectually and spiritually mature than him. I reckon that's what it is. And I don't blame people. Bare NPCs get salty at me because they can see that I think I'm woke and so like, look, it's not that I think I'm better than you, but when the cool kids who think they're cool, yeah, until you realise they're not, and like I was saying, the cool kids are very actually thick as fuck, and they... But yeah, this one fucking geezer in particular, what did he say to me? I was in the car with Ollie, and he said, yeah, like, he's all about hustling and succeeding these days, yeah? Oh, he's gonna succeed and shit, and I'm like, yeah, cool. But again, it's like the Andrew Tate paradigm. The illusion of success that you've been sold, and if it fulfills you in the end, then great. Even though material desires just wreck the planet, like I was saying, but I mean, fuck it, whatever. You haven't got to be neurotic about it, but... Yeah, you think you're all about success, yeah? And I'm like, oh yeah. And then you whip out a cigarette and a fucking Coca-Cola. And I'm like, where's the success if your body is running off of cancer? You are what you eat, remember? So Bro. Oh yeah, was I saying this earlier? Right, so I'm at my wage slave job right today, and I got a new one now, and I'm not trying to be a victim. Yeah, I'm trying to take responsibility, right? And whenever I'm complaining, understand I've taken responsibility at this point. Like I say, my wage slave video, I was a massive victim. My first video, when I took them 4 grams, I picked up the camera, I realised I'm a wage slave. I was just complaining like, fuck society, fuck the government. Like I understood about taking responsibility a bit, yeah. I mean, now I've really embodied it. It's best to embody taking responsibility as deep as you can, because why not? Even if it's not the case, what are you going to do? Be a victim? Because being a victim implies you can't do anything about it. If you at least take responsibility, then potentially you could do something about it. It doesn't mean it's your fault, but it is your responsibility. Anger is victim mindset, kind of. Why do people get angry and shit? Oh, why is this happening to me? Bang, bang, bang. Fuck the world. Fuck you, but it's your fault. I don't know who you're angry at. Anger is very low consciousness. And that's what we ultimately need. We need higher consciousness. How do you raise your consciousness? Psychedelics. I'm not advocating you do psychedelics, YouTube, and that's what I'm saying. You have to preface this shit to fuck, but sanity is the true insanity, is the true sanity, is what I've learned. So, what I was talking about with the depression earlier, I remember now, is, I only ever feel depressed and down, or I used to, until I've made this conscious decision now to go full psychosis mode, because if I start thinking I'm crazy, then I start going, oh, maybe I need to seek help. Oh, should I call geezers? Even though, I mean, no one can save you but yourself, right? They want you to think you're mentally ill. I feel like, in a way, I don't know this, but judging by Mr. Nature there, who basically lives up there for free, he does work, of course, but as far as he's concerned, it's basically volunteer because it's for the community. I feel like the West basically creates problems on purpose and then sells you the solution, and then there you go. But it's just, I don't understand, man. People are very fucking sheepy. Bah. Wake the fuck up. Very, like, I don't know, like, people are like, oh, trust the experts, and the government just want the best for us. You know, the pandemic is for the best, the lockdown is for the best of everybody. YouTube, bro, please don't. It's weird how I have to really be careful about what I say. I don't believe the government want the best for us. What, and YouTube are going to terminate me if I say... You know, they've had, like, they made about probably like 2 years ago, like, some, like, bias against conspiracy theories, which I thought was rather strange. But look, there's nothing I can do ultimately. Look, YouTube, I don't believe I've really broken any rules ever. I won't try to. But understand, if I think differently, yeah, I have really no choice but to express my authentic views. Everyone's sovereign to make their own decision. Why censor? And this is what's happening with Sneeko, Andrew Tate's brother, is you censor him. What happened? Rumble is now relevant, and I'm on Rumble also, so check out the link in the bio in the description, yeah, because I'm on Rumble now. And that is my backup, because if YouTube terminates me, ultimately, look, I haven't said anything too bad yet, that's against the terms of service, as far as I'm aware. I have not, because I'm very clear about the way that I say things. I won't just flat out say the Queen's a reptilian and shit like that. I won't just flat out say COVID's bollocks. Will I? Is COVID bollocks? Do I think COVID's bollocks? It's a hard question, because what do you mean by Yeah, it is bollocks. Fuck. See, I can't say that! Why is it bollocks? Health. Where's the health gone? Our water's full of plastic. or processed sugars to fuck. I mean to say this a few times. So I'm at my super wage slavey job, right? And what I'm at now, and this is why I'm angry at my past self for putting myself in this situation, is I'm at a fucking machine, and I have to seal and... mate, the amount of pointless operations in this warehouse, and it proves so deeply why we're fucking the planet. Just go to a warehouse job. Infinite consumer products for no reason. Loads of engines I was doing today, right? Get the little engine motor thing, whatever the fuck it was, put it in a plastic bag, put it in this clip, and then it melts the plastic. The whole warehouse is doing this from one side to the other end. Everyone in this place is breathing in plastic fumes. Fuck me. Fuck off. And this is right, ultimately it's my fault, and this is why I've now decided I must succeed. It's not a choice. I cannot deal with the pain, right? I understand that I'm creating the pain through ego, and if I just let go of the ego, then... right, but I do have aspirations to do things as an ego. I do want to do things. I can let go ultimately, but I'm not willing to... I want to say no to toxic environments. Last time I said no to a toxic environment, I almost lost my fucking flat because I'm too poor, right? So I must now engage with the toxic environment and keep my fucking mouth shut. I need to save up as much as I can so I can dip as soon as possible, because I'm not doing this shit anymore. What do I mean by dip? I'm not necessarily gonna leave, but it's just, right, what... Jacob, who I was on the phone to, this psychedelic schizophrenic interview I done not long ago, right, he says the external world is toxic. He doesn't work, he stays in, he lives off benefits. Should you live off benefits? I don't care. Fuck it. If you can live sustainably off of benefits, I ain't gonna fucking judge you, to be honest. I wouldn't, because obviously you're not gonna succeed super loads. I mean, I could not give a fuck. If you want to take the government's money and that or whatever, but he was only living off of benefits, right, because he's deemed mentally ill. His mental illness is his refusal of the West because of his psychedelic induced psychosis. So I understand why he deems the West hostile. For the past week or so, I'd stayed away from work. I was not working, because, like I said, I draw the line in the sand. I said, I cannot fucking stand in this diesel warehouse anymore, because it's too stressful. I was literally having a breakdown all day. I can't let go with the health thing. If I'm literally breathing in poison all day, I really do struggle to let that go. I can't just go, well, nothing matters. I mean, because I want to actualize my potential. And I haven't got to cry about it all day, but I mean, and look, you got to understand, you man looking at me like I'm crazy for caring so much about my health. I believe potentially you haven't had too many awakenings. Health is the foundation of everything. Right, so... and it's also, you got to understand, if you're saying, oh, why does this guy care so much about his health? Coca-Cola. Cigarette. Well, obviously that's why I don't, because you obviously don't give a fuck about your health. I used to not care about my health. I actually used to be the opposite of who I am now. I used to be a very evil child. I used to actually not drink water. It was a I mean, not literally, but I was very neurotic when I was younger, and I just kind of avoided drinking anything. I don't know why, I was just fucking stupid. This was like a long time ago, but I tried to iron out all of these things now, and I'm trying to be the best person I can be ultimately, and the only reason I'm really doing this is why. One, obviously I want to see all there is to see, and I want to live a profound, beautiful, healthy life, but also I want to prove to you that you don't have to do what they tell you have to do. Everyone's like my dad says, look, you can't just walk out of work because it's toxic environment. And I understand, obviously, you cannot do that. But until somebody does, in some context, like, until we stop just going, okay, because what my dad says to me and what, like, the rest of the world says to me is, there's nothing you can do about it. The video that I put out recently about walking out of the West pain matrix is... I was just talking about joining an eco-village and that, and then like everyone around me is like, look, we all understand the West is fucked. There's nothing you can do about it. Anyone who tries to do anything about it just gets killed. You just gotta accept it. No. I won't. I won't. I'd rather fucking die. I will literally get killed talking truth. Because I won't do it anymore. I can't. I cannot do it. I can't do it. I can't. It's the disempowerment of an individual. Our culture does not advocate creativity. They advocate monotonous robots. When it's all money makes the world go round. Right. But why is the world going round? You don't need to go anywhere. Stop fucking moving around. Pull the plug. Walk out of the pain matrix. And let's walk off into the sunset holding hands. Obviously, it's not that simple. But it's until you fucking draw a line in the sand and say, nah, I ain't doing it no more. No matter what the West proposes as a consequence. I don't know, it's difficult. If you don't lose your health, you don't lose anything. Your skin suit is all you've got. Good luck having anything else. It is really all you've got, right? You can't lose it. And, it doesn't matter where you are, you're always sat in the same seat, which is your body. It's weird, it's like you can't actually move. I mean, you can, but this is the thing about the present moment, is like, you think all this is gonna, your visions for the future is an illusion. Anything except the presence in the body and the now, that's it. That's all you're ever gonna have. I mean, then there's DMT. But the present moment is ultimately all you're gonna ever have. For the most part, this is it. So you wanna know what I care about health so much? Is because this, quality of this experience, is dependent on your health. So this is why I'm concerned. Look. Just do something quick, bro. Time is fucking ticking. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I have no fucking idea, to be honest. I have no idea. I will not let myself lose to the system. Right, so yeah, so why was Jacob saying that the West is a toxic environment, and why he just retreats inwards and listens to philosophies? Whenever I have like a week, like I had a week off of work the other day, which is extremely rare over here. A week off work? Wow. I know, I go in the mornings, I go and walk out to the trees and I do some breath work. I go buy like fruit and things for the most part, and I work on my health and I do spiritual practices, and then as soon as I start work again, what happens? Right, so first of all, it's my fault. I need to invest in better deodorant. Deodorant's poison. I'm starting a new job. I need to wear deodorant. Alright, I'm gonna fucking wear deodorant. I need to, I guess, otherwise I'll smell like shit, because culture defines, this is the thing, you can't have a piss outside in public because culture is queasy. You can't smell with your natural smells because culture is queasy. We make you uncomfortable with your humanness, that's what we do. And then people are like, well, it's selfish if you smell like shit. And it's like, you're not meant to smell like shit, I understand, but no one can tell me to go, butane, propane, have you seen the ingredients on half of that shit, man? I got to invest in organic stuff, but that's the thing, it's like almost impossible to get, mate. You go to the shop, there's one shop around here, we've got the Co-op. Everything in there is basically poison. So why does Jacob deem the West? Yeah, so I had a new job, so I got to spray that deodorant. And then my dad comes around, right? My dad, look, he speaks. Look, yeah, it's like, look, it's disrespectful, man. People think the health is stupid, right? So what I get treated like, like not this one in particular, obviously, because it just wasn't thought about, but obviously I'm starting a new job. It's all done with good intentions. The path to hell is paved with good intentions. But my dad's like, here you go, here's some aftershave on my skin. Everything you put on your skin gets absorbed into your body. And then he'll tell, not him, but just in general, You tell me to spray this shit. You tell me, propane ain't gonna kill ya. I'm still here. And then you tell me to get the vaccine. And this is why I say COVID is bullshit. YouTuber, don't fucking censor me, please. You understand how I'm... bro, I can't even go there. Oh, look, I'm not saying COVID's objectively bollocks, but when you feed everyone poison and go, it's not gonna kill ya, and then tell me to get the jab, you see how all of it is preventable in the first place. The way that our medical system works and Big Pharma is we patch holes after they've happened, but the way that the shamans and the eco-villages is just, you're healthy. This is why I advocate health. You can joke about bacon, but cancer is scary. Wait until you start getting mysterious pain. So this is, when I was younger, I developed, probably like 2 years ago now, I developed a problem where I needed to go to the toilet like every 10-15 minutes. Full blast, non-stop. I could barely sleep. I could barely drive anywhere. I couldn't really start a new job. It was embarrassing. It was very controlling. And I just thought, this is why I dreamed of health. And this is the way I am now. Eventually I dissolved it as I think it was a mental construct, somehow. Again, it came through when I was taking loads of mushrooms. Mushrooms could potentially... They can very much be dangerous and mind-bendy, so you got to be careful. I still advocate mushrooms 1,000,000%. Not obviously for everybody. But it's, yeah, you think the health shit is funny and stupid until... And then you start crying about COVID. Don't you see the fucking... And this is what I mean. No one sees the bigger picture. Because you ain't taking those psychedelics. So you haven't zoomed out of everything. You're too involved in the current activity. If I was just so involved... All I'm ever doing in my life is getting... Well, today I was getting the bus. Don't hate on me. I was thinking earlier, because I put a short on my fucking second channel called Success is... a choice, and I was on the bus and I was thinking, oh, everyone's gonna think I'm a bus wanker, but bro, you don't know me. No one's inherently better than anybody else. You can be relatively better than anybody else, but ultimately, on the deepest level, no one's better than no one. We're all equal. That's it. It's important to distinguish what is relative and absolute. And then people will listen to me and go, sounds like you just know too many big words, dickhead. Are you even listening to me, bro? Sounds like you just like hearing yourself talk. No one will listen. Why do you not listen, you silly people? This is the thing. You ever notice with the spiritual stuff, yeah? It's not that it is not true, it's just that nobody listens. My mum says, well, 'cause it's drugs. Because it's drugs. Is it that simple? I love you, mum. But because it's drugs, do you understand that drugs is just like a culturally conditioned perspective? So much is culturally conditioned, I've been realising recently. And psychedelics are deconditioners because they put you in your body. And the fact that the psychedelic experience is possible at all shatters any notion that it's a drug. It's real. It's real. It's fucking real. And I can't believe it's real. This smells weird. It's a game on purpose. Sometimes I question if I'm the only person. Not because I'm not because I want that to be the case at all. It's just like I almost don't believe that half these people are literally real. Like the NPCs, I'm like if like reincarnation is true in the sense that I'm gonna live every life, why would the universe make me live such a pointless life? In terms of, these people get born, they suffer, they get a shit job, they fucking go through the motions, they're unhealthy, they die, and they get mediocre results from A to B, from A to Z. What's the point? I mean, I understand there can be a point in there, and ultimately everything's relative and whatever. Like, I don't know. Do what you want. And if you're happy with what you've got, then I'm nobody to tell you that that is not okay. Yeah, alright, well, fuck it. I think I've said enough. I'm going to end it there. Socials below. Follow all of them because maybe I'll get banned eventually. But I shouldn't do because I haven't broken any rules. Goodbye!